Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Galletto, Rossonero here with you. So a lot of people are asking what is wrong with Juventus, what is going on, is it on the field, off the field, a combination of both. We'll try to take a look at it, be objective and see what might or is affecting the team. Before we start, like and subscribe as usual. We want and need your support. So I would start with the fact that some acquisitions on the market, the parametri zeros, weren't the best ones to do. They're very heavy on the financial sides. They haven't produced anything. For example, Ramsey and Rabiot. To me, Ramsey is a total flop. Hasn't played one game. Have you seen him recently? No, he makes over 9 million euros a season. Same thing for Rabiot. Honestly, Rabiot, very inconsistent player, is a shadow of what he was at PSG. One game he plays well, two he plays bad. There's a statistic this year that shows that he has started 4 games, and the 4 games Juventus lost. So it's significant because your midfield is lacking already. And so if the players you have aren't up to Juventus standards, and I really mean this, because if you saw the teams that Juventus had the first time Allegri was there, or in the early 2000s, or in the late 90s, they had big midfielders. Last time Allegri was there was Pirlo, Pjanic, and Pogba. Now you have Rabiot, Arthur, Betancourt, Ramsey, and Locatelli. Not the same thing at all. Not the same thing. Locatelli, great player. Betancourt got lost. He was so good with Allegri the first time, got lost with Sarri and Pirlo. Rabiot on and off. Ramsey non-existent. Arthur, what a waste. What a waste of a trade with Pjanic. Honestly, they should have kept Pjanic for another season. You have an aging defense. As much as Bonucci and Chiellini can be good, and yes, they won the Euro, but the Euro is a different event, right? It's a short event, 10 games, lots of adrenaline, lots of intensity. You want to win the final trophy. You want to be the champions. On a long Serie A season with 38 games, with the Champions League, plus the Coppa Italia, it's almost like 60 games in a season, 60, 70 games. At their age, they cannot play those many games. So Bonucci is 34, Chiellini is 37, Danilo and Alexandro are 30, Cuadrado are 33. That's very old for defense. For defense, that's very old. And the problem is that the subs that you have on the bench, except for Delete, and Delete is another issue. Why doesn't Delete play? He is one of the best center backs, young center backs in the game. Why he doesn't play? Mystery. A mystery. One thing's for sure, this summer he is gone. Raiola will not leave him at Juve for another season to be on the bench. That is for sure. And we were talking about the subs. You kept Rugani, you kept De Sciglio, who you tried desperately to get rid of the last couple of seasons. De Sciglio went to Lyon. Rugani went to Rennes, went to Cagliari. And you let go of somebody like Demiral, who is a better center back than Rugani. On the left-hand side, you have Luca Pellegrini, who's not there yet. He's a good prospect, but he's not there yet. And so, guys, Chiellini is a monster, no doubt about it. One of the best center backs in the game. You have next to him one of the most overrated center backs in the game in Bonucci. Bonucci without Chiellini is not a good defenseman. I don't care what nobody says. Go look at what he did with Milan, what he did with Inter, what he did with all the other teams he played for, and look at what he did with Juventus. One thing, Juventus, Chiellini, everybody else, he was in there and he didn't produce. So to me, most overrated defenseman that we've seen in a long time. You add to that poor choices off the field as well. We talk about the bad contracts. We're talking about letting somebody like Marotta go. Marotta was one of the best sporting directors in Italy, maybe in the world. He's a smart director. And you replace him with Paratici, with Cherubini, and then you have that buffoon on the stands every week. We can't stand anymore. Agnelli looks at him like, what are you still doing here? Pavel Nedved, as much as he was a great player, as management, he sucks. So much so that this week, shareholders sent a message. We don't want to see this type of acting on the stands anymore. We don't want to see this type of atteggiamento. We want somebody who's professional. We don't want to see management kicking boards, screaming at the refs. We want somebody who represents Juventus properly, like class. Juventus was supposed to mean class. The people they have now doesn't mean that at all. And then you replaced Allegri, who didn't want Ronaldo, and this is one of the reasons he left. You replaced him with Sarri, a very good coach. You didn't give him the players he wanted. He still won the championship. Then you replaced him, and you put Pirlo. Pirlo was a big mistake. Pirlo didn't have the knowledge, wasn't ready enough to be a Juventus coach. They had hired him to be the under-23 coach. 2 weeks later, he's head coach of the big team. Doesn't make sense. Those are the type of decisions that you pay. Add to that some of the players are not Juve-type players. Like I said before, I don't think Arthur, Rabiot, they're not Juve players. You need to sub them. De Sciglio, Rogani, like, we need better. And then you had Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo, as much as he was good on the field, he was bought to win the Champions League. And without the Champions League, basically it was a failure, right? Because you spent 100 million euros for him. You paid him 30 million euros net a season. That's almost 60 on the books. So very heavy financially. Adding to the financial burden to the team, they couldn't support him. In Italy, it's very hard to support these type of players. We don't make enough money. The teams don't make enough money to support these type of players. It's impossible unless you win the Champions League. And they didn't do it. And then you saw this year, he left only a couple of days before the end of the market. Didn't have time to replace him, which also influenced their choices. They went to get Keane. Keane, honestly, he's not a Juve type player. He's not a player that Juventus needs. Not for 35 million euros. So not only did you not have enough money to go buy a superstar to replace Ronaldo and his 30 goals, but you also replaced him with somebody who's not giving you a quarter of what Ronaldo did on the field. And that's another big issue. So I think all these issues put together, at the end, this is what you get. They're paying for it. I think the aging of the defense, the lack of substance in the midfield, the bad decisions off the field, it's starting to catch up to Juve. So I'm not saying they're done for the season. I still think they could do well. I don't think they'll compete for the Scudetto. If they win tonight against Zenit, they clinch already for the next round, which is a positive thing. But I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. Write in the comments. Is my thought somewhat correct on what is happening with Juventus? Let me know what you think. Write in the comments. Have a great day, guys.